Hey everybody, let's get into September of 2024. This is daily targets from CSS Battle, CSSBattle.dev from September 1st, September 2nd, and September 3rd of that year. Let's get right to it. I think we're going to use the HTML element and the body element for this guy. So we start by setting green as the background on the HTML element, and we're going to use margins. Oh, and then we'll set a color, the predominant color in the figure that we've got here. Use margins, 60, 65, 7, and use margins to narrow that in. And we could just use 67, terrific. And then this is begging to be done with a conic gradient. And this is a conic gradient. It's going to be in the upper corner. Conic gradient, which is repeating, in this case, of this color from 0 to 25%, and then transparent from 0 to 50%. And that gets you a checkerboard. If I put it in the upper corner with 0, 0, it already is, and then give it a height and width, how about 50 pixels, 50 pixels, then you get a checkerboard. That's way too small. How about 100 and 100? 100 nails it. That's great. Minify, unit replace using my plugin, linked in the description, and that is a solution to create that shape and create that pattern. And a better score than whatever I've done in the past. Maybe because of the repeating gradient, maybe I'm just getting better at this. It's all good. Next. So anytime we see 45-degree angles, or curves for that matter, we know we might have trouble. We're not going to get too scared of that, are we? Let's do aspect ratio of 1, which we get to make sure that we get squares. And then we're going to undo margins on the body. We'll do margin 0, auto. Put the proper color on the body. So we're using the paragraph element. And I think we want a border. I think we have a consistent border here. 40 pixels solid of the purple. And the second one is, so we want to rotate, right? So this first one, rotate 45 degrees, right? Like that's how we do the back one. And then a second one is going to be rotated 0 var. So we're going to variabilize that. And then the second one, the second selector, so P plus P, I could use an attribute or a class or other things. I'm going to set that to 0 because we're not going to do that one. All right. And then his margins have to be like minus 100 auto to get him to come. Oh, and interestingly, that's a surprise. I think because of what's effectively a transform that's whisks it out of document flow, which means the second one is actually below the first one. So we got to reverse it. We got to flip it and reverse it. So the second one will be transformed. But it's not what it had just happened. All right, well, clearly we got to revisit that. Let's go back to what we were going to do, just because the browser is not doing what I expect, which is, awesome. So I'm gonna so we don't have a second one, so I don't have to worry about it too much. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. How about a 50? 50, 40, do 50. So that's one. All right, so what do we do about the second dude? He's a problem. Second dude is at 0. And then let's move him up. Ugh. So we got a problem, right? Okay, so I'm going to put a background on him on the second one to show you. We get an octagon. So that's a problem. Is it the same if we do like some ridiculous like 10 degree? What if we do like 90 degrees to get a square? If I do a background. So the question is, what wins? Yellow on the first element's winning. No, it's the second element, which is rotated and squared off. And that's good. So we'll take that. I feel confused. Let's submit this and find out if we've solved it. Whatever I've said about how this transform is behaving, I don't know what I'm talking about, and I got to rethink that. Thank you for your patience with that. Var --m. I'm going to turn this into a variable, so I can write --m there, and instead of aspect ratio 1, I'm going to do width of 100. Okay. Trim off final semicolons, minify, unit replace. There are no units here. I think that can be reduced. Yeah, because we're using pixels, but we're not adding the px. And that is how we do it. I don't know why I get confused. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. It's all good. All right, here. So we got a heart, but in checkers. Cool. Let's do it with another kind of gradient. And let's use a clip path to cut it out, maybe. Let's find out. Let's find out if that's a good idea. It's probably not. It's all good. All right, here we go. Let's set these margins. And we're not going to set the margins. Yeah, let's set the margins like that. Yeah, 25, 40, 30, 20, 15, 16, 17. That's our start. He needs to be taller. 240, 250. So what I would like to do is do a clip path. Polygon, which is 0, 0 to 100 pixels 0, down 100 pixels, 50 pixels to 150 pixels, 50 pixels to 150 pixels 0 to 100% 0, down 100% down to 100 pixels, then to 200 pixels over, 100 pixels down, 100% down rather, like that. Great. Oh, I have that a little bit wrong, but we're getting there. And let's make that 150 pixels over 100% to 0, 100 pixels. Okay, so this should be 150 And this should be 200. Is that right? No, this should be also 200. No, this should be 150. Oh, this should be 150. This should be 150. That should be 200. That should be 200. Great. Then I want a conic gradient. Again, a repeating conic gradient. Has the same color stops to make that checkerboard, which is 0, 25% of the red. The red comes before the color stop. And then we can use transparent to show through. And then, so that's wrong. Put it in the upper corner and then give it a width, which I think is 100 pixels, 100 pixels. There you go. And that is a way to do that guy. I don't believe that's how I did it before. You could also make a single block and then replicate each one using box shadow. That would be another way to do this. Pretty fun. Minify and unit replace. There's a bunch of units to replace there. Yeah, so that's linked in the description, like I mentioned. Did I mention it? I can't remember. But it's on GitHub if you want to play with it. The plugins are available and always editable, so you can always edit it. It's really very simple code. Well, simple. It's doing all kinds of replacements, and mostly it doesn't break my code. Luckily, undo is always there. But yeah, so installing that is pretty fun. What else? Is that it? Yeah, so that's begin September. We're at under 60 left of this backlog of videos. I've done a fair number of these videos now, and really enjoy them. I'm at I've done 335 videos. This is my 336th, and I've done 650 puzzles. Not all of them do I hit 100% at, but most of them I hit. I managed to get done, which has been very gratifying, very fun. Hope you enjoyed this. Go make a web page. Be nice to each other. It is brutal out there. Bye-bye.